Ladies and gentlemen, order in the court. Today's proceedings finds the people versus James McGill.
Legal troubles got you down? Bosses refusing to pay out? Hit and run leave you stunned? Drug lords in your future? Maybe not, because he'll get your case dismissed. He'll get you the defense you deserve, but only if you say the words.
Oh no! I need legal representation. Whatever shall I do? What do I say? Oh wait! I know! Better Call Saul! So without further delay, let's start judging Saul. Court is now in session.
You will atone.
Yes, yes. How you doing tonight, BlueDragonFive? Tonight we are talking about episode 5 of Better Call Saul, entitled Jello. At least we wish it was called Jello. Let's talk about that for a second, just up front, because they missed an opportunity here.
Sure. So initially, the episode was called Jello, which had Tiki and I speculating for a few episodes. Why in God's name would they name it Jello? We found out that reason in this episode, but we found something else. What's quite funny. They renamed the episode the Alpine Shepherd Boy.
Alpine Shepherd Boy, yes.
Yeah, right. Alpine Shepherd Boys. So it's funny. Tiki and I were chatting before the show, and we found that looking at the line of episodes we have so far, this is either the full lineup or like they're missing 3. We're not sure, but looking at all of them, they all end in O, except for the one that formerly would have been Jello, making 10 episodes of O's.
Yeah, kind of a missed opportunity there. And I personally think that Jello kind of makes a lot more sense as a title for this episode than Alpine Shepherd Boy did. Because I think Alpine Shepherd Boy was kind of more of just just an offhand kind of silly moment, whereas Jello was kind of like, okay, it sort of symbolized where Jimmy was heading career-wise throughout the course of this episode.
True. However, I do see the reasoning for Shepherd Boy, because it does, in fact, impact his direction he's going in. So, I mean, it does have a story reason for being named that. I guess maybe a little... Jello's more of a fun gag, but it's really awesome, though. It's kind of hard not to pass that up as a title, though.
Yeah, well...
So it's a mixed bag, but I mean, I get why they did it, but still, it's a really missed opportunity in retrospect. They could have all ended in O's. That would have been awesome.
A little pattern there, a little pattern. I don't know, yeah. Maybe Vince Gilligan thought, like, well, we need one that's more than one word long.
Yeah, maybe. Well, you got a few in Breaking Bad that do that, too.
Yeah, right. Okay, so without further ado, do you want to curl up under our space blankets? And
not yet. We still have things to do. To quote Walter White, we still have things to do.
You're right. So what did we mess up last week? Or what I mess up last week?
Okay, well, here's folks. We made a boo-boo. We did. Collectively, we made a big boo-boo. We forgot our beloved quote, Saul Goodman quote of the episode.
Oh yeah.
So, because we love the character of Saul Goodman, who James McGill will eventually become. He has such great one-liners, great zingers, great speeches. We gotta pay homage to that by pulling a little knowledge from the McGill hat of knowledge. So let's dive into that. Let's pick a quote to make up for last time at the beginning here, and then we'll do it again at the end.
All right. So the first Saul Goodman quote of the week to make up for last week's lack of quote is, let's see. What do you say to Babyface? Anything stupid? And by anything stupid, I mean anything at all. So there you have it. All right. So now, without further ado.
Well, no, hold on. Still put it back. I didn't say we were done. Again, we still have things to do. One more thing. Going into before we go into the episode, I just want to mention who was our director and writer, as we always do.
Oh yeah, right. Okay, go ahead.
So they actually broke format this episode with that. So we did not have Breaking Bad talent on this episode. They were newcomers.
And I thought it was the weakest episode.
We'll
I'm sorry. Just have to say it up front.
But we had Jello.
Yeah, again, Pixar and the diamonds and everything like that.
I know. Okay, so our director was Colin Buxley, and our writer... Oh, sorry. Wrong slide. Wait a second. Huh. What the? I feel silly. I think. Oh, I hear. Sorry, folks. It's right here. It's right. I'm sorry. What's wrong here? It's a writer is a Bradley Paul, and our director was Nicole Castle.
Bradley Paul in relation to Aaron.
I thought that at first, but I looked it up. No, it's not. That would have been awesome, though. The point is, they were fans of the show, and eventually, I guess they turned enough good work, and they were kind of sought out by Vince Gilligan and Peter Gould.
Okay.
So they got the okay from them to join the writing staff, I guess, and I don't think it turned in a bad job. In fact, I thought there was a lot of good in this episode, but we'll get.
Do you agree? I'm not saying it was a bad episode. This show has yet to have an episode that was even good. I still thought this was a great episode.
Yeah.
However, I think out of the 5 great episodes we had, this is probably the least great.
I mean, it's really, obviously we've said this before. It's really hard to pick a real favorite, even though Miho's really good.
Well, to me, I've explained it before.
Yeah, sure. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. Hero is also really. I'm saying they're all really good. It's hard. It's like the Pixar philosophy. Let's get into it. Without further ado, let's don our visual gag.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let's get all cozy. Let's get all calm, cool, collected, and cozy.
Right. Yeah.
There. So I guess we'll begin then. Okay, so dive into Alpine Shepherd Boy. So, picking up where we left off with Chuck, after he braved out into the bright electromagnetism-filled world to get a newspaper, see what his brother was trying to hide from him. He
generously left $5 under a rock.
Precisely, he left $5 under a rock in full view of the neighbor. He didn't know it, but still in full view of that neighbor. And unfortunately, she does something very insensitive.
Yeah, I was kind of pissed off about this.
There is some logic behind it, but still it bugs me. Okay,
I guess the one thing I would have logic behind is it's a crazy guy running in the middle of the street and he could have been hit by a car.
Exactly, that's the only logic I can attain from it. That she's trying to do maybe a noble thing, but still, I have a lot. My issues with this episode are all in the beginning, even though I do really like this episode.
Okay.
Okay, so the neighbor lady, she called. We really pick up right again, classic kind of awesome Breaking Bad fashion. We pick up right where we left off.
Oh yeah.
So from the other side, we see the cops pull up and they approach Chuck's door and they're knocking. And they're basically asking they want to talk and they want to come in. Obviously, Chuck doesn't want to let him in because he knows they're not going to ground themselves, and so I guess he's not too fond on too many visitors.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't want to open the door for obvious reasons. He mentions, no, I left $5 under the. I got basically. They really called him because he stole her newspaper.
Do you think that was the real reason?
No, I think that's just the cops using that to justify why they're there. But still, if they were there for the actual reason of checking on the guy's mental health, they could have used a better phrasing than just he stole a newspaper.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
maybe like a crazy guy with tinfoil over his head.
At no point.
Would have helped.
Yeah, here's something. At no point did I hear them say, "Sir, are you all right?" That's a big flag for me. They did not say.
Yeah. What jerks? Right.
Sir, we heard you were we were running out here to this newspaper. You seemed in distress. Are you okay? None of that was said at all. It was all offensive, on the offense to Chuck. Which again, first of all, I would assume she reports, "Hey, a man from across the street came over in a space blanket, like a tinfoil get up, just took my newspaper and ran off. He left $5." And it's just the scene, just the way it plays off is that, oh man, this guy took my newspaper, he left $5, but I still wanted my newspaper. Basically, did she consent to the sale of it? No. Anyway, so then again, Chuck throughout the scene, he's being really nice. He's being really patient with these guys, even though he still doesn't want to let them in. He's dropping some legalese on because Chuck's a real smart lawyer guy. Oh, yeah. He says, and this, I can understand why this kind of raises a red flag, but still, I think it's too much. It's an improper reaction from the cops here. He basically says, you can't. He basically cites some legalese about how
basically probable cause.
Exactly, probable cause, which of course signals to them. And again, I somewhat get this that okay, well, if someone he's citing it over such a minor thing, he must have something else he's trying to hide. Maybe he's on something or something else. So they send
right.
one guy goes to the back, he looks inside. Now this I think is still a stretch. They think he's a tweaker, which I can only attain that. They look in, they see canisters of a camping gasoline, and like wires missing from his wall because he obviously unplugged them. And
which he explained. I mean, it's not like the guy didn't just explain his situation, and it's like could have put two and two together a little bit more.
Exactly. So the point is, Chuck's pointing this out to the one officer the whole time. He says, "Hey, man, you want to get back here, check this out." He has the other guy look around the back, and they try to see what you see here. I see a bunch of gasoline and some missing wires, and they call him a tweaker, which I assume means bomb maker, because otherwise, either he's a bomb maker or he's on drugs.
No. A tweaker means someone who is addicted to meth.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That is the terminology for a tweaker.
Oh, sorry, my mistake. But how do they get meth from gasoline? That's what I don't get. They identify it clearly as gasoline.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
what I thought was maybe they thought just the whole like cutting out all the wires and then the ram cans of gasoline were kind of like tweaker behavior, like the behavior of someone who would be on drugs. I don't know.
Still, I think tweaker for me. And just again, I obviously you're correcting your phrasing here. I'm just saying I think I thought bomb maker made more sense because gasoline, missing wires, maybe. But I don't know. Still, it's.
No, I get why you'd think that. Yeah.
Still, it just sounds. The point is, this is weak sauce for me.
And honestly, I think someone making bombs would be a much more probable cause to break down the door than just like, oh my God, they're on drugs.
Exactly. So the point is, these guys don't have any tact at all in approaching this situation. They don't. Again, we saw Jesse Pinkman deal with a potential method, with an actual method, much better. And this is the potential method here. Again, it just shows you how. So they basically.
What was that kid's name?
Tucker! Tucker's the kid with the shovel, though. Anyway, so the point is, so the cops then they go around the front again. They tell him you got 10 seconds to open this door. Now apparently they're in a hurry.
Mm.
Then here's the thing that just bugs me. So Chuck, obviously we love Michael McKean, we love Chuck to pieces. He's saying, he said, okay, listen, I'll let you in. Just please don't let any of your electronics in here, especially.
Yeah, he's trying to negotiate, take off the walkie-talkies and especially tasers. No tasers. God no.
Exactly, because he's legitimately, really patiently saying, listen, I will let you in. Listen, I'll give back the paper. Okay, everything's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, they just do the rashest decision. Again, the opening for me, it's tense, but it's weak sauce in terms of logic.
I agree. I totally agree.
Anyway, so then they break down the door. I love the way it's shot, though, when they break down the door.
Well, I love every scene from Chet's perspective with the electricity and everything.
Oh,
I think it's really intense.
Of course. Anyway, so they break down the door. It seems like almost as if like a battery was just shattered. The way it's shot, like giant beams of light going in, it's like as if Chuck was just murdered off screen. And I like how we don't see what happened. We have to hear what happened later on, so it feel more bad for him.
Yeah, it's funny because it's like. Throughout the course of the episode, until we get back to Chuck, we're kind of just following Jimmy, and Jimmy's just in the middle of like some really outlandish comedic situations.
Oh yeah.
So you know what I mean? So it's like that whole Chuck thing is just hanging over the episode in a way.
Exactly. So I love that we open with that drama. Again, mishandled in terms of the staging, but I did love the film how it was filmed and the intensity was indeed captured. Anyway. Our next scene, don't forget we get our little glimpse into the future,
So yes, I'm assuming that's the same bench that was from that Badger was sitting on when he did the, when he was busted.
Yeah, I believe so.
Better Call Saul.
I believe so also, yes.
Okay, I would hope so. It's not the same bench, it's definitely a callback to that scene.
Certainly.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so we see Jimmy going to like a rich guy's house. It seems to be like a large large landowner type thing. Like the guy basically the guy owns a ranch because he has like all these pictures of bulls and stuff and like animal heads and stuff.
Yeah, he's basically like a kind of like a big game safari type guy. Almost like kind of like a Theodore Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah. And so this guy's name is Ricky Sipes, and we're at his home, and he buzzes Jimmy in. Anyway, so Jimmy comes in. I also love this right off the bat. So basically, all this stuff we get in our opening here with Jimmy is basically what I thought when I initially heard a Saul show was confirmed. this is what I thought the show would be more of. Like this whole, I thought it was basically be you and I are on the same wavelength with this. That
what wacky clients is Saul Goodman taking on this week?
Exactly. So that's how initially I also thought it was going to be, basically with more Huel and Bill Burr, pretty much.
Yeah.
And some Mike Thurn in there too, but pretty much this is what I thought the series would have been. It was a really good glimpse into it though, seeing what this is though. So I love right off the bat of Jimmy's like coming up with excuses like for why he drives such a crappy car, because since the last episode he is indeed thinking of image so he can get more clients. Saying, it's a rental, or it's my assistant's car or something.
Yeah, I know I should give him a raise.
Anyway, so he goes into this guy's house. He's like kind of a classic Americana guy. Like, he says, basically he goes on about how bad the state the country's in. Looking at
I believe in America.
Yeah, and I love.
Was a Godfather.
Well, not. Come on. More like rich oil, like Texas oil baron.
Yeah, I know.
So he says, like, I love it. He calls Jimmy on the car saying, that crappy car you drive, that shows me even like a working stiff like you can't get a good car in this American system we have. You have to drive a stupid foreign car.
And of course, Jimmy just instantly changes his tactics in that moment.
Exactly. So basically, he says he likes the working man, the working American angle, the guy's working against the system and still trying to come up on top. So again, following all these clients are impressed by Jimmy, doing this thing where he saved the guy in the last episode, the successful ploy, to an extent. So. That's basically, he wants to secede from the United States. Basically, if any of you have seen the Nostalgia Critics, Doug Walker's Kick-Assia, it's pretty much the same idea.
Isn't it? Yeah, right.
Yeah, he has a ranch and everything, so basically he wants to make a Molossia, like, separate.
I didn't think about that.
Just for the layman, basically, like, either Molossia or, like, Pretoria from Family Guy, that one episode.
Right, yeah.
Anyway, so the point is he, like, wants to make his property like its own country. Seceded from the United States. Anyways, and then Saul takes the case because, okay, why not?
Let's do it. I'm your man.
He asks, I love this bit. I just love this idea that we see pay off later on. That he asks like what Jimmy's rate is, and he says $450 an hour. He says, you know what? That doesn't sound fair to you. How about $1 million even? I love.
And when he said that, at first I was like, okay, is this going to be the guy that gets the Saul Goodman business started?
I also thought this. Anyways, I just love it. Like, how's this sound? I'll give you half now and half after we sign the papers and whatnot.
And he is like so just, oh yeah, I'm totally going to do this.
I love it. Kind of reminds me.
No way, like bullshit.
This reminded me of my favorite bit in the pilot of like the whole just his reactions when the papers getting signed.
Yeah,
just seeing, I just love seeing like his reaction to these sort of situations. Like he's like so hopeful, like he wants like $1 million. I mean, sure, sounds good, sounds fair to me. And would you like that in cash? He can't even respond. He just kind of nods, like 'cause he's just so awestruck. Like, so Mr. Sipes here, he goes off, and he goes into like a vault, and he has like literally a plate of money, a plate of cash in 10,000 increments of 10,000. We see it, and then just basically moves the little the bill holder thing to the side, and we see the guy's face is plastered on, much like Molossia. So much exactly like Molossia. The currency is tailored to the nation, which would be this guy. So all of that cash, bogus. Then I just love the instant cut to him driving off, saying, "Well, this was a waste of gas money."
Oh god! You can just feel his frustration there. It's like he's getting clients at this point, but they're kind of questionable clients.
So yes, again, this is just what I expected for classic Saul. He takes the weirdest clients a lot of the time.
And speaking of weird clients,
so I emphasize this is client number 2.
Oh dear God!
I emphasize that we meet Roland. So Roland.
I have no idea how I'm gonna get through this shit. Emphasize shit.
So, okay, this is the funniest one, if you haven't noticed by this point, folks. Anyway, so Roland here, he's asking if Jimmy specializes in patents, which I love this idea that, Jimmy, he's a lawyer of all trades, so he's taking on any sort of thing you would need.
Yeah, the episode really emphasizes that, yeah.
I love that. Of course, it's going to pay off big time. Like, those God knows what for Walter White at a drop of a porcupine hat. So, basically, first of all, he asks him to sign non-disclosure agreements. Basically, because he has a new kids, like a preschool kids toy.
Mm-hmm.
Not even toy. Something for young children. He wants the patent for like the play school era, I guess, is what he's saying. So anyway, so he signs a non-disclosure, and then we unveil it, and we see. I was curious about what this is going to be from the promo.
You know what came to mind? Have you ever seen Burn After Reading?
No.
Okay, if you've seen Burn After Reading, folks, you know what I'm talking about. That came to mind. I'll just leave that to your imagination. Look at that.
I was thinking this would be like one of those cases where like something is severed inside or something.
I was basically thinking it was going to be a sex toy, and I was kind of right.
You was kind of right. So basically, we meet Tony the Toilet Buddy.
Oh god. Oh god. Hey everybody, I'm Tony the Toilet Buddy.
I want to say, I can't confirm this. This would delight me if I found this out to be true, so it's not true, folks. I'm just saying I love it to be true. Yeah, Vince Gilligan did the voice for this guy. I'm just saying, like in National Lampoon's Vacation, Harold Ramis did the voice of the moose. I just want to think like something like that. Like Peter Gould or someone did the voice of this toilet.
I can see that. So
I can't wait to find out who does the voice of that toilet. It crack me up. I'd be on the floor laughing. I know it wasn't him because I'd be able to pick out his voice. It wasn't Cranston, but I would be on the floor laughing. Anyway. So let's see. So we basically the idea behind this is kind of not just preschool, but like young kids' toilet. I guess it is preschool for the toilet training. It's a positive reinforcement toilet. So basically, as you do your business, or as this guy does, drop blocks into it. It will give you words of encouragement. However, Roland here.
That's the way.
So apparently, Roland here doesn't really listen to his takes that he's programmed into this toilet. And
Put it in me! Give it to me, Chandler!
Yes, his youngest son is named Chandler, who loves the thing, and again, it can be specified to a child, and in this case, Chandler. And let's hear some of those meetings. Give it to me, Chandler. Give it to me.
Give it to me, Chandler. Give it to me. Just one more drop.
Give me every last drop.
Give me every last drop you have, Chandler.
So, we could be doing this all day, folks. But just in a nutshell, obviously it's a double entendre toilet, pretty much.
Oh, man.
Very suggestive, and I just love, again, just Odenkirk's reactions are priceless in this scene. And then I love how he points out, well, it's a little sexual, like a little suggestive, I guess.
Sexual.
Maybe suggestive is the proper word. Then he says, wait, what do you mean? Again, it baffles me that this guy at no point thought of any of these as a double meaning.
Right. But I'm sorry, Friends. I just have to reference Friends because of Chandler.
I can't blame you. When he said Chandler at first, I jumped in my mind too. Chandler. Oh my god. Wonder if that's a slam at Friends or not. I wonder.
Oh god. I hope it is.
But anyways, let's see. So again, first of all, he's starting to get offended, and he says, "Well, this is intended for children." Then Jimmy says, "Well, Viagra was intended to. I forget what purpose it was.
Treated for hypertension.
Hypertension, and so what it turned out to be for. So Jimmy's saying, hey, there's a bright side. You're going to make a ton of money. I mean, the European crowd's going to love this.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, then we just cut to him being let out there, and then the best line of the episode happens. So basically saying, this is for children. You got a filthy mind. You perverted mind, all that stuff. And anyway, so he's insulted. Then on his way out, Jimmy says, hey, well, good luck. Good luck with Chandler's therapy bill.
Oh god, yeah, he's gonna need it.
Good luck with Chandler's therapy. That correct?
He's gonna need therapy almost as much as Chandler Bing needs therapy.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's no, just that line just cracks me up at the end on, like you just let out there. Well, good luck with Challenge Saturday, folks. Yeah, how stupid is that guy not realizing any of this? That's a big. Remember, literally says, "You're so big, Chandler."
Oh God!
He literally said it. It's so big. It's so big.
It's so big. Yeah.
With a little filter, please.
It's so big, Chandler.
Anyway, so then we get to our namesake. Namesake one that does inspire a lot here, the Alpine Shepherd Boy lady.
Yes.
So we got a very sweet, elderly old woman who we seem to be loving in these shows so far with your Mrs. Salamanca.
Oh, you need to get the club soda.
It's very sweet. Very sweet old lady, yet very slow. She used like the old chair thing that Carl Fredricksen uses to get down the stairs.
Yeah. I was instantly reminded of Bob, of course.
Yeah. Well, basically, that's what she's doing. She's bringing her last figure in, which is the Alpine Shepherd Boy. I assume the prize of her collection, perhaps.
Right.
So essentially, she's gone through. Jimmy here is being used to catalog a will, which lawyers do, and again, it's going to be very important for him in this episode. And the gag here, I love how just smart and subtle this whole gag is with her. That he's going through so much effort to catalog every little figurine, and the thing is, she's so precise about like the conditions of which each thing is being bequeathed to somebody after she's gone. Of like, only if my son finishes college, then he gets the Alpine Shepherd. And I love how intelligent Jimmy is. He knows he has the client is always right, that sort of thing. That. That Jimmy knows, like, even when she's getting it wrong, oh, no, that one goes to the father, and that one goes to the priest, or, like, however it was, like, that one goes to that person, you're starting to forget a little bit of it. No,
yeah, as illogical as her system is, he's got it. He's on it. He's on it.
Exactly. So, again, something I love, just, I'm not going to tangent, I'm just saying a comparison here, that, like, one of the reasons I love Deadpool because he's good at his job, one of the reasons I love Saul is because he's good at his job.
Of course.
Anyway, let's see. So as they're going through here, she has this great line saying, "Oh, I thought lawyers were idiots. I thought all lawyers were idiots. No, only half of us are idiots. The other half are crooks."
Oh, and she just such a kick out of that.
Yeah, this old lady's great. Why can't she be the smarter one about? Why couldn't she be like that other neighbor lady, only smarter in terms of like calling someone
right
on paper? Anyways, also I love how she's getting flirtatious with Saul, just showing how much of a people pleaser Saul is.
Yeah. She's like, oh, if I was 30 years younger, I'd take you out for margaritas. 40. I'd take you out for margaritas, and then doesn't Saul say, well, next time I come over, I'll bring over some ice.
Well, you sign some sort of legal abbreviation, and I'm there.
Oh god.
Okay, let's see. Let's see where we're. Oh yeah. So here's the funny part. I love this payoff. Again, following our first guy. So I love the idea he keeps changing his rate depending on how he reads the client.
Yeah. Really on the fly with that kind of stuff.
So he sees a rich oil baron looking guy with like a whole ranch, and he assumes a lot of money, so he asks for 450, which is a lot. And we saw like him going through the amount. So I assume each episode's going to change his rate, which would be funny. Mm-hmm. So the first episode, like, as he's trying to justify all the money he just got from the
Cattlemen's.
There you go. After he owed money from that, he had to figure out how it goes in the accounting. So here he says for this little old lady, he looks at her and thinks the most reasonable price, $140. And at first I just love the pause because you think, oh, this lady, she's gonna pay him in pennies or something. I know it.
That's totally what I thought.
She just slowly reaches for the purse, and then Jimmy's like trying to cushion the blow, saying, "Okay, well, how about you pay me 70? I'll gladly take 70 now and 70 after all the papers and everything done." She grabs a little purse, and she has a whole wad of cash, and she could pay him instantly more should he have asked for it.
Oh yeah.
Just shows you, Jimmy. At the end of the day, he just can't win.
You never know.
He can't win at the end of the day. He just pays. He could have gotten all that $450 out of this old lady if he really wanted to.
Oh yeah, of course.
Which cracks me up. It cracks me up so much. I thought it was really funny.
Okay.
So after a long day of toilet-related work, Jimmy's kicking back.
Chandler.
Jimmy is kicking back with his old pal Kim Wexler, who we love. Not as much as Mike, but we love her.
No, yeah.
And we see,
yeah,
what's happening here, Tiki?
Oh, he's giving her an old, painting her toenails, and not doing a particularly good job about it.
No, they're making
He's also telling Kim about the, oh, Chandler, is that corn? Did you eat corn, Chandler?
Making a bunch of the suggestive ones that burn to the bit where she loses it when he mentions corn.
Oh, very funny, very funny.
Oh, you're a big boy, Chandler.
You're a big boy, Chandler.
And she basically loses. A really cute scene. Again, I love these two. I love these two together. They have a good dynamic with each other. Real friendly. Why can't we get this with the weak moments of Skylar? Why couldn't we do that? It's a funny level to this gag on the rewatch. The fact that he's telling her about the toilet jokes, because remember he signed a non-disclosure agreement at the beginning.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's so ridiculous. He won't keep his mouth shut on that. So she points out, hey, listen, you gotta stop taking all these desperate lawyer jobs. Okay, you're gonna get nowhere with this. You should really seriously consider elder law. So, getting old sucks, and basically she compares to what happened to her grandmother. Like all the family turned the daggers on her, which it does actually relate to our episode a little bit. That basically
it does, yeah.
Towards the end, the cousins try to get their fortune, and everything. Basically, try to take advantage of the elderly. The old folks are begging for lawyers essentially. So that's lucrative work, and it's actually a really good suggestion, by the way. So anyway,
it's funny because it's not quite what Saul Goodman's career turns into, but it's an interesting kind of turn for Jimmy McGill.
Just speaking of being mistreated in a vulnerable state, of course, it's going to relate definitely to a position Jimmy's going to be in later on with Chuck.
Oh yeah, of course.
Meanwhile, speaking of Chuck, we get a call from Hamlin, and of course she doesn't know where Jimmy is, but she gets a call, and we hear some serious news. They finally heard about Chuck. Boom.
Oh yeah.
Oh, then I love how we get into our next scene.
Go ahead.
Would you like to calm yourself? So, we see Chuck is not doing well. He's in a catatonic state since what happened. We're going to find out what happened in a moment, but it's really scary. I love how this is probably one of my favorite bits in the whole episode. I love seeing it from his POV. He's really scary. Basically, there's this nice little parallel in the episode, there's a running theme, I should say, with eyes. See, at the beginning, we start the episode kind of on Chuck's eye when he hears the door.
Lost.
What?
Just saying.
Right.
No, I'm saying that Lost used the eye thing all the time. That was one of their big visual motifs.
Right. Well, the symbol of eyes here, because you have it there, and also you'll notice when Jimmy was outside some residence, I forget, I think it's, I don't know which one, it might have been the Alpine Shepherd lady. You'll notice there's a sign out front with an eye on it that says, Neighborhood Watch.
Neighborhood Watch, right.
Really nice little catch there, I thought. And anyway, so Chuck is, we see Chuck is in a really bad state right now. We see his eyes, basically, I can sense the fear in his eye. Michael McKean's that good an actor, I can see it. And apparently this scene, from what I heard, this scene was really hard to shoot, too, by the way. I don't know why, but I heard it was hard to shoot.
Well, I mean, it's basically him just looking directly into a fluorescent light, so that couldn't be comfortable. Exactly.
So it's as Jimmy finds out what state his brother's in, he sees all the buzzing stuff around the room. Says, "Oh man, basically he's in a rush to ground the room. Turn off the electronics as much as he can, obviously without the pertinent machines, but turn off the lights and excess lights and stuff to calm him down. Obviously he's not doing well. No one in the hospital apparently knows what's up with him with his condition, so it's not good. And meanwhile, then again, there seems to be a running theme of police or police-affiliated people acting rashly.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't Gotham, It's like these people should have a clue what they're doing.
So again, security rushes in after he tells the nurse, no, these lights have to be off, have to be off. And they're he's his brother. And anyway, so the security guy comes in, Jimmy's on top of the thing, he's turning off the lights except the little fluorescence he has to unscrew. They explained to them profusely. I know it's an intense scene, but still, you gotta listen to the guys he's saying, otherwise, aren't you trained to listen to people when they're talking life or death medical states?
Right.
No, that's his brother.
Yeah, you're right. That bothered me too.
I'm saying if someone says he's allergic to electricity, I'd listen to him. The allergy hospital thing kind of raises a flag instantly. Like, no, don't bring the guy down. Listen to him, then bring the guy down. So anyways, there's a little security snafu. Then the female doctor finally listens. Finally listens to him after Kim says, "Okay, he'll calm down. He'll calm down." So, "You're gonna calm down?" Yes, I'm calm. I'm calm. So then basically they agree to ground themselves. You can give them like a little page yourself and stuff. They put it on the outside of the room. They turn off all the lights, and now he's starting to come to. So basically they get some exposition. So yeah, they found like the police police arrested him. He turned catatonic on him, and they brought him here. Like, any idea what this is? Well, yeah, he has like a condition where he can't be exposed to electricity, which is going to be explained in a moment. So Chuck finally comes to. We find like, why wasn't I contacted about this? He's my brother. Well, Hamlin's card was the only card on his person, which, by the way, is a little sad that he doesn't have his own brother's lawyer card on him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was just the fact that it was just in his pocket. I don't know.
That's fair enough. Fair enough. Plus, I mean,
maybe he knows Salt's phone number, so he doesn't have to carry the card. You know what I mean?
That's a good point. Also, to be fair, and they might have been the couch just searched the house and they found on the surface they just found the Hamlin card. Maybe that's it.
Right.
That's probably it, actually. So they found Hamlin's card. That's why they contacted Hamlin. So anyway, so they said he was irritable, incoherent, and as Chuck's coming to, he says, "Oh, Jimmy, what's happening? Oh, you're here, Chuck. You're okay." He says, "Oh, this line just broke my heart again." Michael McKean, I love how he delivered this line. He says, "They tasered me, Jimmy. They tasered me." Oh, Chuck.
Oh yeah, you can know, like, that must be just such a nightmare for him.
I love that. Again, we didn't see it or hear it. We just had that blinding light, just knowing that he got tasered, and he begged him, "Please, no, leave your tasers outside." And he goes, electromagnetism personified by electricity coursing through his body, gives him what being lights reflecting on him will do to him, knowing the electricity is actually passing through his body. No wonder he turned catatonic.
Yeah, really bad, really bad.
Oh, God, I can just imagine the pain he's in. I mean, oh, God, poor Chuck. He's mentioning the fear in his delivery. Oh, I love that line delivery. So, as they're discussing what the condition is, you'll notice that the doctor had like a little dirty trick up her sleeve where she left like a little flashlight in her pocket or something after Chuck's coming to, saying, "Oh, do you have any electronics on you?" No. Oh, wait, this. Puts it outside. It's a little dirty trick that's going to come back later that Jimmy catches.
Oh yeah.
So essentially, Chuck here is explaining the condition. He claims he has like electromagnetic magnetic aversion. He has an aversion to electromagnetism, like a hypersensitivity to it. And it's a physical condition that causes him pain and many symptoms.
Burning sensation, blurred vision, nausea, shortness of breath, or
pain in his bones.
He listed. Yeah.
Basically, it hurts. The quote, Jimmy. So point is, his aversion, it's physical. They've seen doctors at the wazoo. They've determined, it's physical.
And he's had the condition for roughly about 2 years.
Yeah. So basically, it was before he left the job. So it was a little before he left the job. Essentially, so about roughly 18 months to 2 years.
I thought that was a little bit interesting. How there was like a time period of roughly 6 months where he was dealing with a condition, but he was still going outside.
Yeah. Exactly. As they suggest to, so anyway, after it's been established, okay, they established the condition. They asked Jimmy to see. The doctor asked to see Jimmy and Kim on the outside, and there's a great heartbreaking line, again, wonderfully delivered by Mike McKean, where he says, like,
"I want to go home, Jimmy.
I want to go home, Jimmy. I want to go home."
Yeah.
Oh God, it breaks my heart. So well delivered. So, let's see. So they go out there and. Talking the whole. Essentially, it's kind of like I thought of this instantly. I thought of like Kevin Smith talking to the doctor about Jason Mewes' recovery, and it's a podcast. Sorry, so.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's from Jay and Bob Get Old. The point is, I was thinking like basically.
I think I know what you're talking about.
So she points out, like, aren't you enabling him with all this? Like, how does he get from point A to point B? I helped him out a lot. Or basically, what if you're enabling him with all this stuff? So I've been up to doctors at the wazoo and said, I saw a little dirty trick of yours. They didn't appreciate it. Essentially, she kind of confirms that it's a mental thing.
Yeah.
However, I've actually heard some stuff about what the condition might actually be.
Okay.
So Actually, from what I heard, what the creators have said on this so far is that a lot of discussion about this thing called MUPS. Now, MUPS is an abbreviation for medically unexplained physical symptoms. So the idea here, what they're going with, it would seem, is that it is mental. It's mentally brought on. However, the way I've understood what they've said about it is that it's still not recognized as a psychological cause, but it has real symptoms. So basically, he's brought on mentally, and I assume for some reason it's brought on mentally so bad that it actually affects like the neurological system of the person.
Into physical. Okay.
Basically, they think about it so much, so badly that they actually develop physical symptoms. Like it changes their body chemistry in some way.
As someone who suffers from mental illness, I can see how that would happen. Yeah.
So that's how I've understood their description of it. So far, that's what we got in terms of cause. So nothing official yet, but that's as far as we've gotten so far.
Okay.
So what they have said, mental is definitely the main physical, is the main thing it has brought about. So it's not completely physical.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So mental, basically, they say mental has no part of it. That's what Chuck is profoundly saying. No, it's not mental. Believe me. They recognize, Chuck, you're a very intelligent man, but you probably need 30. Basically, the doctors suggest institutionalize him for 30 days.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which obviously, and I love this argument brought up here that, well, no, if you put him in. Chuck, that is a terrible idea because you're subjecting me to intense pain and torture for 30 days. And he points at the legal precedent for you can't subject someone to like a radical therapy like that.
Right.
So I love that. Again, I love how Chuck is still smart as a whip in this condition.
Yeah, it's just the tragic thing about Chuck. He's just suffering from such an illogical condition, even though he's obviously such a logical guy by his very nature.
Exactly. So basically, so Jimmy's on the fence about the doctor, and he even asked him, like, what do you think I should do? Because the doctor says, listen, he could be a danger to himself. I mean, they have like camp gasoline, like camp gasoline in the house. And what if something happened? Like, what if something sparked? What if he's a danger to himself and anyone else, mainly to himself. Which is the president, so you would have the power to commit him or not.
Right.
Which Jimmy's on the fence about. There's this wonderful shot. My favorite shot of the episode, I think, is basically him looking in Chuck's hospital room, and you see Jimmy's reflection on the window.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
I think that's my favorite shot of the episode. It looks really great.
Yeah.
Well, that and the Jello shot, but we'll get to that.
There's a couple others I like, but yeah.
Certainly. Anyway, so Jimmy's on the fence about because the big heavy decision again. He doesn't want to commit his brother, but he's realizing maybe that is actually the thing to do. So he's mulling it over. But then someone shows up to kind of confirm what he's thinking. Howard Hamlin shows up, and he shows up like seemingly concerned. This guy playing Hamlin is such a good actor. Everything he's saying seems very genuine. He has like a lot of points there. But
again, I know you're not a horror fan, but he did a really good job in the movie The Last Exorcism.
Really?
Yeah, really good job. His role was essentially a preacher who did like fake exorcism, so he was kind of a fraud, and that was his whole character, but then he got brought into like a real sort of exorcism where it was like real stakes, and I don't want to spoil it for you, but really good. I mean, like I said, I know you're not a fan of horror, but he was really memorable in that role.
Anyway, so he seems seemingly concerned. He obviously is concerned that on some level he does indeed like Chuck. So I mean, there is that, but still he might. Jimmy points out that he sees Howard's benefit from for him saying, "Oh, we don't want Chuck committed," because he basically says, "Look, Jimmy, relax. I've taken all the presents to make sure nothing will be. It's a physical condition. It is not mental. There's no presents for him to be committed, anything like that." Like all the legal stuff's taken care of. Don't worry about it. And Jimmy sees obviously Howard's benefit. Of course, it's super peachy, Howard, because if you basically you're doing that so Chuck can't be cashed out. Because if
Chuck gets committed, then Jimmy will become his legal guardian, and then which he can then cash Chuck out for him.
Yeah. And then he says, basically, to see him sweat, he says, essentially just to spite you, Howard, I'm going to put on your bootstraps because I'm doing that right now. Mm-hmm. I'm committing him so I can be cashed out. And then Kim off to the side says, well, Jimmy, I understand what you're doing this for your brother, but still, you're doing it for the wrong reasons right now. He says, no, I'm not actually doing it. I'm just showing you how much he sweats. And you do see Howard sweat in the background about it. So I think Jimmy's actually on to something about Howard Hamlin here.
Oh, yeah, you know he is. I mean, I think Howard Hamlin's a slime ball for sure.
Yeah, but he's so darn likable, though. He's like a villain you love to hate. You know, like he's got
charisma about him.
Yeah, like you can't really hate the guy because he's really genuine. He's so good, so good.
Yeah.
He's like the Hans of Better Call Saul almost.
Oh God.
I'm just waiting for his turn. I'm just waiting for like his moment where it's like bringing a cell phone next to Chuck's head or something.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
What if like Jimmy was on the other line of that too? That'd be terrifying.
Oh no.
Like, let's see. Let's
when
see.
Jimmy's on the other end of the line is using his sex robot voices to try to call them Cattlemen.
Hey, that's not funny. We're talking seriously. Anyway, so then Jimmy is taking Chuck home in our next scene. Chuck's still shaking. You know, he's put on there. Get the blanket, Jimmy. Gets the aforementioned blanket. And I love this shot where he sees the blanket next to basically where he got tasered and like the broken down door and everything. So even if Chuck can't even close the door if he wanted to because it's all broken in.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
So that's why he needs the blanket because the door's been kicked in. It's just still raining in.
Okay.
So you feel bad for Chuck. So let's see. So basically, now they've had a moment to kind of somewhat decompress, and he's just tired. He doesn't want to talk about the paper as Jimmy brings it up. Like, listen, you want to talk about this, don't you? So Jimmy's holding himself responsible for.
Yeah, he is. He's coming right up front about it. He's not trying to BS Chuck at all.
Yeah, because he feels responsible because you went out there to check on the paper to check on me.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and look, he basically assures him, look, I'm not. I know it may seem like I'm going back to my Slippin' Jimmy days, but I assure you. I'm not. Okay, this is just the chalk-ups in business. And listen, I actually am doing things. I'm basically uses Kim's elder plan here. Basically, I'm going into elder law, so it does actually sound like a good idea. Yeah. And then Chuck says, actually that does, it sounds like a good idea. And says, listen, Slippin' Jimmy is dead. He's dead and buried in Cicero. Don't worry about him. He makes him a promise that the billboard thing was a one-time thing, which obviously we know he's going to break that promise.
Yeah, break that promise a few times over, yeah.
And I love Chuck throughout saying, listen, you don't need to make me any promises, Jimmy. Look, yeah, he's trying to downplay the thing, but then he genuinely believes his brother, and it's a real nice relationship they got going. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then this is an interesting bit, showing you that Chuck then, he abandons the blanket.
Yeah, oh.
He abandons the blanket to make some coffee. So again, maybe because the stress is
someone's got to get the coffee.
Someone's got to get the coffee. Darn right. So the thing about that is, I'm thinking the stress he has for his brother is gone, which means he can take the blanket off. So I'm thinking the stress over his brother indeed has a factor in with the blanket.
I'd say so. I'd say you're right on that. Okay. All right. So next scene we have Saul, and what is he watching?
Matlock.
Oh boy, Patty and Stubble would love this from The Simpsons.
He's taking some fashion notes. He's taking some fashion notes from Matlock for a really important reason, because old people love Matlock. Everyone loves Matlock.
He's basically doing the equivalent to Peter Parker designing the suit.
Yeah, essentially.
Oh,
so get some fashion notes. Essentially, what he's doing is he's trying to get some familiarity from the old folks. Saying, "Hey, wait, what do we think of a trusty lawyer, Matlock?" And again, I love. At first, I was thinking, "Oh, he's designing the bat suit, so to speak."
Of course, that's what I thought. Yeah.
I love how they're teasing that, though. They keep building it up, though. We're getting there. He has some cash to burn right now. He's going through some really cool-looking suits.
Right.
This is like his ski mask phase.
Oh God.
Anyway, well, not his ski mask that he.
I think the suits he's wearing right now are a little bit more classy than ski masks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was thinking of ski masks from you go to another store.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, sorry. So we're in the old folks' home, which I'm sure you and I were thinking on the same wavelength here. That were you expecting Hector Salamanca in there?
Yes. No, actually, I wasn't really expecting it. I was just thinking, I wasn't expecting Hector because I think if Hector would have showed up, it would have been a bigger deal. It would have been kind of hyped up. However, and this kind of veers more into speculation territory, but I think now that Saul is an elder law, I think that opens the door for Hector Salamanca.
Of course, I kept trying to rewatch I tried to rewind the part to see if he was like an Easter egg in there. I still haven't found it, but he may or may not be in there. I don't know.
I doubt he's in
To be fair, I mean,
I
it could.
genuinely doubt he's in there.
I mean, to be honest, I mean, for all we know, it could be like a different nursing home. So So maybe he's just in a different place altogether, but still he'd be visiting nursing homes, so it's in the realm of possibility. We'll get to that, though. So we see from kind of a classic POV shot of Breaking Bad, we see kind of like I call it the Jello shot. Get it?
We
see a cart full of Jellos being handed out to our kindly old folks here, and we see them, they're opening it, and and I love just the reveal here. Get to the bottom of the cup, and we see this wonderful caricature of Jimmy McGill.
Oh yeah. Need a will? Call McGill.
I love that saying so much. I got a funny background story for you here. I found out about him. Okay. Originally, and they still might do this, but originally instead of a Jello cup, it was going to be there was going to at least be an additional gag, if not replace it altogether. That he was going to start out with the little advertisements in urinals, and it was going to say, "You are, dash in, you're in trouble, call McGill." And basically, then the gag was going to pay off with people calling him thinking he was a urologist. You get it?
Yeah, I get it. Okay.
Well, you see why I kind of didn't wound up on the cutting room floor, perhaps. We'll see if it.
Yeah, I think this works a lot better. I think this is definitely an improvement for sure.
Who doesn't love Jello? Anyway, so we see Jimmy in his whole full Matlock gear. He's schmoozing the people. Again, he's really good at this. Again, I love the guy's good at his job.
Oh, this is great. He's just going around to different board games and stuff.
Hello, young man.
I love the moment where he goes to the Monopoly table and he's like, "Oh, who's the baker? Oh, you're the baker. Oh, you're the only guy I want to talk to." Really funny, really funny. I love that. That cracked me up.
He's going around, he's schmoozing people like there's no tomorrow. He's really good at his job. Gotta love it. So again, the Jello Cup advertisement, really brilliant. Really loved it. So let's get to our favorite old folk.
Oh God.
In our next scene,
we love Mike.
We love Mike. Absolutely. Yes. We see this scene is so simple, and I loved it. It's just after a bit of success, after a minute bit of success for a good old Jimmy. He drives up, and we have Mike there's reading his book. What you reading there? Like the.
Hey, what's up, John Wilkes Booth?
Yes, he does that. He makes all the Booth jokes, and he says, "What you reading there? Like the world like the statutes of limitations for parking attending, or like
the rules for parking validation are actually quite simple."
Doesn't even need a book for it. So anyway, so he. I'm sure you're going to be elated to hear this. I have all my stickers. And he does. It's such a wonderful little moment. He gave him all the stickers for once.
Well, be still my heart.
Be still my heart.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
So anyway, so then he says, "Oh, so listen, here, this is for you, too. It's my card. Will call McGill." If and I love this. Just he realizes as he's offering this to him that he doesn't want to offend him because he's trying to be buddy with him. He says, it's for elderly people like anyone you know, anyone you might know who might need legal representation who's elderly.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then it's like a moment of silence. He drives off. So then we basically it becomes Mike's show from that point forward.
I basically like to call this the Fantasia of Mike Mundanity.
So we see. So I gotta tell you, I was really worried for a moment because the way it was framed was from kind of like one of those Godfather type shots, like
they're not gonna kill Mike.
I know. I was worried.
What do you think they're gonna pull a Bruce Willis and have like, "Oh, Mike was a ghost during Breaking Bad"?
Would you like me to tell you what I thought, or do you like to keep speculating on it? I thought maybe because for some strange reason I thought because he was talking about being elderly and stuff that maybe Mike was either A, gonna have a heart attack or something. Again, just throwing it out there. The way it was framed, maybe think the ominous bad things are about to happen shot, or this guy who was about to go into the booth and maybe he was gonna be like an assassin. He was gonna spring action mode.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought. Again, we've seen him do that in the past, so maybe action mode,
I was more just kind of drawn into the whole, like, oh, it's just Mike and his, his mundane job.
Yeah, then once I realized that's not as I appreciate it all the more. Like, oh, it's great, good old Monday.
And then so yeah, we see him in the booth straight up until morning, and then we see the guy who's gonna take his shift from him, and then we see him in the cafe, the same cafe that he met up with Lydia in.
And he eats with Jesse Pinkman now and again.
Yeah. I gotta say, this cafe scene was just like, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of that pool scene at the end of the first half of season 5.
Oh,
right before we get Hank's toilet revelation.
Oh, right.
You know, where it's like just everyone, the family's just chilling at the pool, and Walter Jr.'s walking Holly, and it goes on for like a straight minute, and I think it's like just one shot, and the whole time you're just like, oh god. It's like at the very end of the season, so you're just like, oh god, something bad's gonna go down, something bad's gonna do.
I did not think that, but
What, you didn't think that during that scene, really?
That didn't dawn on me.
Oh, okay. We have to talk then, because that scene is one of my favorite scenes in Breaking Bad for that reason.
No. I mean, I'd say I didn't make the connection with that particular scene. I thought it was a nice little push, just Mike mulling over a decision, doing his mundane thing, eating his lunch.
Okay. Well, no, I just thought it was. I specifically thought we were maybe going to get a Tony Soprano, like someone walking in. I guess specifically, anyway. I was just like, oh, if Gus walks in.
Anyways, let's see. Well, I'll admit, for a moment, I thought entered my mind. Oh my! No, they're not going to have him walk in. That'd be too awesome. For a moment,
it would have been too awesome. It would have just broke the awesome scale.
Like again, that's what I'm saying. Like when the guy walking to the booth, I thought, oh, it's gonna be a guy saying, Fring wants to see you or something. I don't know. I thought it was gonna be either.
That's exactly what I thought. Yeah.
It was either gonna be like a guy trying to shoot him and him spin action, or like something involving his other life.
Right,
I thought it was gonna be something like that. The point is. So then we go to our next scene. We see Mike on Lumen watching outside of a house, and we've seen.
This is really weird.
Initially, I thought, oh man, it's going to be like Mike the Cleaner scene.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But then we see, this woman walking out. I'm pretty sure I know who this woman is.
I'm pretty sure I know too.
Yep, I'm just wondering how far they're going with this. That we see this woman walk out. She's driving in a little nurse's uniform. She's driving off. She looks directly at Mike. I just love the little thing of like. Anytime someone rolls down a window and she's about to drive, they're going to have like a kind of a face-off against someone else in the car.
Mm-hmm.
But she does like a little glance exchange between the two of them. Then Mike proceeds to go home, doing his classic Mike thing, which I love to see in the 5th season of Breaking Bad. Where he watches old gangster movies.
Oh yeah.
Drinking a beer. He springs into Mike action mode for a second. I was thinking, oh man, we're getting that action scene. See a guy, he sees a shadow across the window. Mm-hmm. Then he grabs a bat and he's about to crack some heads, and then they realize he looks through the people and says, "Oh wait, no, I know this guy," and it's his old Philly cop buddies.
Yeah, I gotta say that was kind of a little bit of a letdown of a reveal.
Oh, well, next episode is our entire Mike episode.
Oh, I know. Next episode is our entire episode. I'm just saying, like, the last 5 minutes were all Mike, and I was just hoping for something with a little more punch. Maybe something connected to Breaking Bad to happen.
Right.
Okay, let me just put it this way. Like, I really, really like the build-up to all the to all the Mike stuff and the and the mundanity of it all. I just thought that for all the build-up that we got, I just was like, oh, it's some random guy from his past that we don't know. I don't know. I was kind of a little let down.
Would you have preferred if the ending was just the last shot was just he reaches in the fridge to have some Jell-O?
Yes, I would have preferred that. Yes.
Okay. So I guess you and I could maybe get on the same board saying the beginning and ending they're good but still flawed in places.
Oh, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think the Mike stuff overall is really. Like, I love the fantastic, mundane sort of, like, waiting for something to happen and in suspense of that. I just kind of thought, like I said, it was just I didn't think the payoff was there.
Fair enough.
The actual scenes were really good.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I got issues with the cop stuff in the beginning.
Yeah, well.
Anyway, let's just instantly speculate on who that woman is, and I think we're on the same page with that. Is indeed Mike's daughter-in-law.
Daughter-in-law, yeah. I would be surprised if it wasn't that, yeah.
And the question is if she has Caitlin or not. Kaylee, sorry, not
Kaylee.
Yeah, Kaylee or not yet.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know.
See, because the thing is, now I love this. This is a grand idea that Jonathan Banks actually came up with the backstory here. It was revealed in the DVD commentary for Breaking Bad that they didn't really establish Mike's background. He devised what the history was with him and his family here. And apparently they adapted it into the show. It was really nice. That he thought of the backstory, which we're going to explore next episode.
Mm-hmm.
That when there's a brief scene where he drops off Kaylee to her mother. And the idea in that little scene is that the relationship is that is not Mike's daughter, that's the girl's mother. No, that's his daughter-in-law because
right. Yeah, sure.
Because his son either died or was killed. That was the backstory Jonathan Banks came up with, and that's why he's so close to them. He lost his son.
Right.
And I like how they really adapted that into the show officially. I like that. It was nice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised to see that character there, but it's nice to see her.
Yeah. So again, I guess we're going into our promo mode now. Let's see what you want to talk about overall thoughts, or want to get into promo?
Oh, let's talk about overall thoughts last. The jump to speculation.
Okay, promo.
Yeah.
So Mike's 5-0 buddies.
Well, I guess we don't have to speculate about the title.
No,
Pretty self-explanatory.
Self-explanatory. So pretty much, it looks like Jimmy's going to be representing.
Do you think there's going to be a little bit of a? Do you think there's going to be a scene of an old person watching Hawaii 5-0?
That'd be awesome, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I think it's just going to be the term 5-0.
Yeah, I know.
So it looks like the Cavs are bringing something to Mike's attention. I don't know if they're going to be bringing him in or not. Why not? What my question is, why have the uniforms there at the end with their 2 uniformed cops, 2 detectives?
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like Mike's in interrogation room, so I think he might be in trouble.
It looks that way, yeah. It looks like he was trying. Obviously, we know he's maybe trying to hide from his cop past.
He says the last line of the episode. Sorry. The last line of the episode was you're a long way from home. So are you.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's basically they're indeed his Philly cop buddies, so he knows these guys. So it looks like it's over looks like they're investigating the death of Mike's son. It would appear, Matt.
Yeah.
And
which would be that would be his, the husband of the stepdaughter. So that all makes sense. That ties together.
And it looks like his son's widow. Definitely wants blood, wants revenge for how they killed Matt. It sounds like she wants revenge essentially, and it looks like Mike's trying to take matters into his own hands from the episode. That's what I gathered from it.
Got it.
And also, he had a great line too, it's like killing Caesar. Everyone's guilty. Really cool line from Mike. That's a good episode line. And again, it looks like Jimmy's going to be representing him. I think it's the episode where Jimmy and Mike are going to get really close.
I would say so. I would say this is the episode where the Jimmy and Mike beautiful friendship happens.
Because there is a great moment in the promo where he just mentions your son, Matt, and then just Jimmy gives a look like, wait, what? He had a son that got killed? What?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Seems interesting. I'm really looking forward to next episode. Again, it's going to be a Mike episode. Again, what do we do, Tiki?
We love Mike.
Of course. So how can we not like the next episode?
We love Mike. Yeah, the next episode. And it's I feel like throughout the whole series thus far, we've been speculating about, when's Mike going to get a scene to himself? And we got that this episode, so I feel like all bets are off. We can go anywhere we want with this next episode.
Yeah.
So, we have the next 4. Do you have anything else to speculate about with 5-0?
Let's see, 5-0. I'm really wondering if we're going to get Kaylee or not, if she's going to be born yet.
I think we'll get some sort of mention of her one way or another.
Because we noticed the mother is not pregnant, so either she's really early. Well, from the looks of it, so either A, she is just early pregnancy. So we don't know how recent Matt's murder was.
Right.
So there's that, or maybe Kaylee's a year or 2 old.
I think that could be the case.
Yeah. I'm trying to think something here. Just let me think, because when Mike saw Holly, He said, my granddaughter's not much older, and we saw her in the episode.
Oh, that's true. That's a good catch. That's a good catch.
So it looked like, I don't know, Kaylee seemed. How old did Kaylee seem in the episode where they talk about the balloons and the rhinoceros?
Something about like maybe 6 or 7.
Yeah. Okay, I'll say, let's see, 6, which would actually put us back. That'd be before she was born, if that's the case.
Okay.
Because Breaking Bad would be in season 3 at that point, so it's 3
Right.
years. No, I'm saying
Right.
no. Actually, no. It's not 3 years. It's like how the birthday works. So let's see, 50. No, it'd still be 1 year. It's all within 1 year, so it would be. Yeah, it'd probably be still match up with her still being conceived or something.
Okay.
So she might be just pregnant, like early on pregnancy right now.
Could be.
So we'll see. I'm wondering how they're gonna handle that. I'm gonna go I'm gonna say not born yet.
All right. What do you think is going to be happening with Chuck and Hamlin and company?
One more thing on Mike though. I think with Mike. So if she is not born yet, I think we're gonna see whatever happens in this episode is gonna be putting Mike and his maybe estranged. I'm getting a sense that maybe they're estranged. This is gonna put them together.
Could be. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. You were saying about Hamlin?
Well, yeah. Just any thoughts on Hamlin and that storyline is going to develop with him wanting to commit Chuck?
I think we're gonna see like an ultimate payoff with that. I don't think we're gonna get. I don't think we're gonna pick. I think it's just gonna be like a moment where he just proved that Hamlin's like not a nice guy, and just later on we're gonna see like what his actually grand plan is.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna be like directly like because he said this I'm gonna react, but we'll see.
Are we? Well, I guess the client stuff is obviously going to be with Mike this next episode.
Yeah.
Anything with Kim?
Kim. Well, you know what? Maybe Kim will bring up the Jimmy. Maybe we'll just follow through a little bit on the Chuck thing, where like she'll bring up the Chuck probably does need some help. We got to do something to help Chuck.
Okay.
Maybe something like that.
All right, I'd say that's all the speculation we could do for this particular episode. Do you want to...
Let's go through titles.
Titles, yeah. Okay, so 5-0, we talked about bingo. I think that is, given the elderly direction that we went in this episode, I can say it's safe to say we were probably going to see a bingo haul. With this
I'm really wondering if we're going to get Salamanca that episode, because thinking about it, he has kind of like a bingo chart for his little verbal thing.
Right. Oh, that's true. At
the very least, there's going to be a revelation, either the open or end the episode with Jimmy or someone saying bingo. What if like that episode is like Hamlin figuring out a way to, or either like Jimmy finding a way to like nail, like to finally get the cash out of Hamlin saying bingo.
Okay. And then episode 8 we have Rico. So it's a Napoleon Dynamite crossover. Yeah, Uncle Rico enters the picture.
Now that's really interesting because we know what Rico means, of course, don't you?
What does Rico mean?
Don't you remember the Dark Knight?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Remember. Well, I mean, I remember the Dark Knight, obviously. But
okay, Rico is a legal. Okay, Rico is a legal term. That means you are trying a whole bunch of people, usually mobsters. A lot of times mobsters. It's like it stands for something. It's like a racketeering sort of thing. Points it involves racketeering, and you're trying a bunch of gangsters or people involved in a huge crime and trying for the same crime. A whole bunch of people, though. It's like in the Dark Knight. Remember, like Dent brings up the Rico trial. Where he basically had that scene in the Dark Knight, like all the mobsters like under the same lawyer, like a whole bunch of lawyers in the front.
Yeah.
So that's Rico. So pretty much, Saul might be involved in a huge legal case coming up.
Okay. Well, that'd be good for his business, I guess.
That would be good. Or maybe he's trying to fight Hamlin over getting that huge case, perhaps. Mm-hmm. I wonder if the Kelmans would somehow be involved in Rico or not. I wonder.
Kelmans!
Yeah, because think about it. I mean, they didn't embezzle a whole lot of money. Maybe that money's connected.
We're going to see the Kelmans again.
Oh, of course. How can we not see the Kelmans again? Because they're still. Remember, the thing still looming with Kim actually is Kim will most likely be taking over their case. Well, actually, she is kind of currently.
That's true. Yeah.
She's currently taking over their case, and if it goes to trial, which maybe Rico is their trial, perhaps.
Right.
Well, then again, I want to say Rico. I know racketeering is involved in Rico, but again, Rico usually is intended for like a large like a large amount of people. But then again, it's only 2. But then it involves racketeering, so I'm not quite sure. Sorry. But the point is, racketeering may indeed involve the Kelman, so Rico might be the actual Kelman trial or something.
Mm.
Which, of course, puts Kim and Jimmy at odds.
Oh yeah.
You know, because remember, Jimmy's holding some big secrets with that.
Yeah, right.
And I'm sure Chuck won't be happy about any revelations that come out from that.
No. Okay,
How could you take that money, Jimmy? How could you do that to me after all I did for you in Cicero?
Oh, God. Okay, so we have pimento, which is a cheese.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Seriously? The pimento, that's the name?
Yeah, I looked it up, and it's a cheese.
I wonder if he's going to be taking on like a client that's like, again, I'm thinking back to what I thought this show was originally going to be, so I know it's got like a dark meaning behind it. I don't know what the dark meaning is going to be, but I'm thinking.
You know what I wish it was is if it was a typo and it's actually pimiento, then that'd be a red cherry pepper, and that would tie into Tuco. So I'm kind of hoping it's a typo, and it's not the cheese, it's actually talking about the pepper, which is pimiento.
That'd be awesome.
But pimento is just a cheese. It's a cheese commonly prepared in the South in southern United States.
Well, nacho is kind of sometimes a cheese, right? Nacho cheese, pimento. I don't know, but the point is, pimento. I'm thinking like involves like some sort of dairy-related crime. So I'm thinking,
right?
Or a deli, maybe a deli. Maybe it's him and Mike having lunch. Maybe it just involves lunch of some kind, a lunch between 2 powerful people. Maybe Hamlin and
Jimmy. Lunch! Lunch!
Don't start. Maybe it's just Jimmy and Hamlin having like a big powerful lunch or something.
And they order pimento.
Again, I'm wondering what Nacho and Tuco are gonna factor into our Grand Blood here.
Well, yeah. I mean, Nacho took the episode off, so he's still kind of just looming in the background.
And of course, maybe because he's in elder law now, maybe he'll be taking on Mr. Salamanca as a client.
That's what we're hoping for.
Maybe Tuco in an angry fit is again. Maybe we'll have to wonder how invalid Mr. Salamanca is at this point. Maybe he's not even using the bell yet.
And what if Tuco is somehow like? What if the reason why Jimmy gets brought on is because of some dispute over how Tuco got to the state that he's at?
That's a good point. However, here's something. What if, because again, maybe we're putting too much emphasis on Mr. Salamanca here, because remember, the way we kind of set up for it now is that, sorry, not set up for it, but the thing we've been speculating on is that perhaps once his grandmother dies, then he'll be moving in with Uncle Tito.
Right.
So perhaps it'll be like some sort of suitors. Maybe his grandmother finally gets in some legal trouble because she's hitting people left and right with cars.
Yeah.
Maybe it's gonna be him being forced to take on Abuelita in legal presence because she's elderly.
I can see that.
Maybe it's gonna be Tuco saying, "No, you can't take my Abuelita away." And
you can't take my Abuelita.
Nacho, give me a lawyer. And
oh God.
What does he have on speed dial? Boom. Do not screw this up, or there will be consequences. There will be. Again, I'm wondering Nacho's probably going to want another shot at the Kelman. So if that Rico thing does go to trial, maybe that's going to be his opportunity to find Noy while they're distracting all the legal jargon in the courtroom.
Yeah, for sure. I can see that.
Again, I'm dreading that scene where Nacho's inside Chuck's house.
Yeah, we all are. That's definitely a looming threat.
So if Hamlin doesn't have the cell phone on Chuck, perhaps, oh God, what if it was like Nacho just burst in there and he just either A, the more violent option, he burns down Chuck's house with the gasoline, he burns it down, leaving him on the streets in broad daylight.
Oh, right.
Or what if he realizes he has the sensitivity to that after like Chuck saying, "Wait, how'd you get in here? No, please, listen. Do you have any electronics? Please, electronics? You mean like this?" Yeah. And basically tortures him and throws him back into the street, getting some information out of him. What he wants, and goes back in the house or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be terrifying.
Okay, so finally we have Marco.
Marco. Well, I know what the next one is.
What do you mean?
Wait. Is the next one Polo, by any chance?
Well, no, that's the last one.
Oh, why is there space between those two? Let's see. Marco would be looking for something, so obviously they're looking for something.
Hmm.
Wonder. Okay. Actually, maybe that's where Nacho. It's a little bit. Maybe that's when Nacho is looking for the Kettleman's, looking for the cash.
Kettlebirds, where are you, Kettlebirds?
No, maybe it's looking for something. That's all I really got for that one.
Right.
Feel free to jump in here with some speculation, by the way.
I don't really have much. I mean, it's hard to go off of literally one word.
Okay, what do we got next? What's
That's
after
it.
After Marco. After Marco.
Yeah, after Marco, that's it. That's all we got.
That's all we got? There's nothing after it?
No, that's 10 episodes.
All right. So yeah, so folks,
we don't know. Hold on, I'm trying to see if Wikipedia says if the season is going to end at 10 or 13.
So again, folks, it could be 10, it could be 13. We have 10 titles so far, but then again, next season 2 is 13, and usual Breaking Bad's number usually comfortably is 13. However, first season of Breaking Bad, when they're finding their footing, was like 7. So they could.
But that was just because of the writer's strike, though.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, absolutely, because of the writer's strike.
I remember the whole Jesse Pinkman thing because of the writer's strike. I forgot about the episode.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyways, so we can go off about speculation for titles all we want, but let's get to final thoughts about the episode.
You first.
Okay. Well, like I said, Pixar theory of they're all diamonds. Some of them are just smaller than others. This is a small diamond, I think. I think there's more flaws in this one. There's more sort of logical gaps than there are in other episodes. And overall, I thought it had kind of a slow pace to it. But overall, it still was really enjoyable. I loved all the stuff with the elderly people and the build-up. And, of course, who's ever going to be able to forget, oh, give it to me, Chandler. Give it to me. Who's going to... That right there is iconic. Like, instantly iconic. Who's going to forget that? But, overall, I don't know. I'm kind of mixed on the episode. I think it's really good. It just didn't grab me the way the other ones did. But still, of course, with the Mike stuff, I'm sure it'll ramp up into high gear. So overall, it's not a week lost or anything. It's just a less large diamond than the other diamonds have been.
Certainly. Yeah, we got this one. I think it's more. Obviously, we got a different flavor with this one, much like with every other episode. We kind of have a different flavor for each one, which I really do like. Continuing forward with them. I will say this one. I think I liked it. I think I liked it a little more than you did because it felt like a quieter, like more of like kind of a calm before a storm. Not calm before a storm necessarily, but I mean like more of a kind of simple. Like we're getting from point A to point B here. We have some good emotional stuff in between. It's
a transitional episode. Yeah, I mean that's what it is for sure.
I think had this one been sold as like is part one of like a 2-part thing with Mike, maybe.
Right.
Maybe a little bit. I think it's gonna be more aligned because the way it ends, it's more bridging into the Mike episode. I think maybe with that in mind, might gel a little better. However, I do like the simple, like all the emotional Chuck stuff. I did like that. Again, big qualms with the whole how the police handled the Chuck situation. That's my biggest.
Yeah, I think that was probably the weakest scene of the whole series so far.
However, I do like the concept and the story stuff. I thought the gags were pretty funny. Obviously, the gags were pretty funny. So I don't know. I think it was definitely a really solid one. Again, for me, this is the most problem-stricken one. Which again, so far, no problems in the rest of the episodes except for this one, for the most part. So again, even what the problems are there, I want to just be fair here. There is logic behind what happens ultimately, but again, it's not delivered the way it should be. It's a little sloppily delivered. And again, I don't want.
It's still a really good episode.
Oh, of course. Yeah, the Chuck stuff was amazing, and again, there's some really funny lines in there.
People aren't really gravitating towards Chuck.
What?
Just in general. Yeah, just in general, people aren't really feeling it. I'm there with you. I think it's kind of the emotional core of the series, but I don't know. I guess people just don't really. They can't really get their finger on the illness, and I think it's...
Well, maybe once they explain it, then they'll...
Right.
Like, I'm sure once we finally get that flashback and opening or something of, like, what exactly happened, then everyone's going to be on board instantly.
Yeah, I would hope so, because it's Michael McKean, and he's terrific, and the character's really good, and it leads to some really interesting emotional places. So yeah, I'm all for Chuck.
I mean, of course, I'm obviously biased with Michael McKean, but still, I think the idea of giving Saul, our favorite sleazy lawyer character, a real heart with his brother here, his ethical brother, who there's a very good chance he may not make it, or in some way will be left behind.
Everyone's saying that. Chuck died is a pretty safe bet.
Yes, and I'm worried for that, but still, I really do care about it. Just the idea of giving our character some tragedy and weaknesses, some big drama to happen in his life before he turns out our happy-go-lucky lawyer in the future.
Right.
No, it seems like a really interesting idea for me. So again, this episode overall I thought it was really solid, real good kind of not just filler, but really good plot.
No, absolutely, it was not filler. It was more a transition.
And one last thing, I don't want to fault the fact that they went in a different direction by getting new people on, because I think again overall they did a really good job. It's a little sloppy in the opening, a little.
Yeah, no, I was kind of mean when I made that whole joke, like, oh, it's new people, that explains why it's the weakest episode. No, because, by all means, inject this show with new blood. Yeah,
remember, those guys were fans of the show, too. They
always want to keep it fresh.
Yeah, and those guys have said, they were there at the ending, too. They were wondering what in God's name was going to happen to them.
Right.
Yeah, so the point is, it's coming from a place of love, and again, I think there are some really nice, really well-crafted shots in this episode, like the jellos and the stuff, and of course my favorite one being, Jimmy looking at Chuck through that window, and it's the delivery of Michael McKean's really good in the episode. The toilet's priceless. A lot of other fun stuff. Good episode.
Put it in me, Chandler!
For me, good. Maybe not as intricate as Miho or Hero, but still pretty good.
Okay, fair enough. Well, that's all for now.
Wait! Hat! So, folks, as we said earlier, we love Saul Goodman quotes, so let's end on one before we forget it.
Yes. Okay, you ready? Ready for this week's proper Saul Goodman quote of the week?
What do we got?
Let's see. Did you not plan for this contingency? I mean, the Star Trek Enterprise had a self-destruct button. I'm just saying. There you go.
Very nice.
Okay, well, that's all for now. We'll be taking a temporary recess until next time.
Remember, kids, when you get that phone call, make it count. Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul!
Saul Goodman & Associates is the one-stop shop for all your legal needs.
We are adjourned.
We could totally be lawyers.
Oh yeah, we could totally be lawyers. We have a gavel and everything.
Totally.
Lawyers have gavels, right? We could totally be lawyers.